How did the men's basketball team fare on National Marquette Day? Plus, the men's lacrosse season is officially underway.
Thank you for joining us. Golden Eagle Sports Report starts right now.
Slam! Dunk! Oh, that's a poster.
Live from the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio at Marquette University, this is Golden Eagle Sports Report.
Marquette gets the rebound, and the champions have gone down.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Layla Hudson, joined by London Davis.
Right now, men's basketball is facing off against the 12th ranked St. John's Red Storm at Madison Square Garden with 16 minutes remaining in the second half. The score is currently 38-31 St. John.
The game's leading scorers is St. John's guard R.J. Lewis Jr. with 13 points this far.
On Saturday, Marquette women's basketball played an away game at Villanova, looking to expand their three-game win streak up to 4.
The Golden Eagles started off strong in the paint out, hustling the Wildcats and getting second chance points.
But on the other end of the court, the Wildcats were drilling it from the perimeter, shooting 8 for 17 from the arc over the course of the game.
Sophomore Hallie Weiss was huge offensive spark for the Golden Eagles, racking up 20 points and 8 rebounds on the day.
But as the game went on, Villanova's defense proved to be a little too much for the Golden Eagles, sparking a 9-0 run at the end of the first half.
After trailing by 12 in the first half, the Golden Eagles responded in the second half, finding a variety of good looks in the paint.
But the Wildcats were not surrendering the lead, moving the ball proficiently and finding paint points for themselves.
Villanova freshman Jasmine Bosco proved to be too dominant for the Golden Eagles, racking up 17 points and 6 assists on the game.
With the Golden Eagles making 0 out of their 9 3-point attempts in the game, Villanova runs away with the game, winning 65-53 and ending Marquette's 3-game win streak.
The Golden Eagles are now 14-7 overall and look to bounce back Wednesday night against St. John's. The men's lacrosse team traveled to Ann Arbor to challenge the Michigan Wolverines.
Senior attacker Connor McCabe opens up the score early for the Golden Eagles to give Marquette the lead.
The Wolverines pounced back and scored to tie the first period.
The rest of the game gets pretty ugly as Michigan protects their domain.
Michigan goes on to outscore Marquette 13-0 the rest of the game.
The Wolverines outshoot Marquette by nearly double in this lopsided affair. Michigan also dominates on the ground, winning more faceoffs, racking in more ground balls, as well as forcing more turnovers.
The boys will hope to bounce back versus Detroit Mercy in their home opener. Senior guard Cam Jones continues to do it all this season for the Golden Eagles. The Memphis native has been named a finalist for the Bob Cousy Award. The award is given to the most outstanding point guard in the country, and Cam Jones has certainly been outstanding. The senior guard is averaging 19 points and 6 assists a game this season for Marquette.
After a tough National Marquette Day, we welcome in our sports director, Matt Baltz, to give us key insight on the men's loss and the rest of their season. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Happy to be here.
Now, what we really want to know is what went wrong for the Golden Eagles on National Marquette Day? Were the lights just simply too bright?
Yeah, I mean, National Marquette Day was a really weird game for the Golden Eagles. You know, it was a game in which they forced UConn into 25 turnovers, right? But then on the contrary, UConn shot 63% from deep. So it was like half their turnovers were ending, or half their possessions were ending in a turnover, and the other half were ending in a made shot. One of the shooters that they kept losing was Solo Ball. The sophomore guard was outstanding. He made 7 of his 9 3-point attempts. He was great. Alex Caravan had some timely shots. Marquette also missed 10 free throws in the first half, which led to them getting down by as much as 22. They trimmed it to 13 at half. They weren't able to get closer than 6 because ultimately, Caravan and Ball hit timely shots, and it was a tough loss for Marquette. Their second of the conference season, and it's one that they're looking to bounce back from.
Absolutely. Now, with the team's recent struggles against Big East opponents, is this team actually built to last up until March?
Let me tell you, a lot of Marquette fans, it can feel like the sky might be falling right now, right? I think, a tough loss, the way they lost against UConn, it can feel like the sky's falling a little bit. However, I'm here to tell you it's not quite yet. Look, Marquette is still first in the country in turnover margin, which translates to them forcing a lot of turnovers, and they don't turn it over themselves a lot. So that right there, their defense, Chase Ross is taking a gigantic leap. We all know what Stevie Mitchell is. We all know what Joplin is. We all know what their defense is. Their defense can keep them in games. It's really going to come down to their starts. Can they get out to hot starts? Can they stay in games? And can they shoot the ball well? Cam and Joplin have been in a bit of a slump. When they're shooting the ball well, that takes a lot of pressure off everyone else's shoulders from beyond the arc, and that's ultimately something. Free throws as well. They got to clean up the free throws a little bit. But if all it comes together, the sky still feels like it's the limit for Marquette.
Absolutely, and their defense is absolutely something to be duly noted of. It's just the offensive side that they seem to struggle on, and really it has Marquette playing from behind quite a bit this season. While the team has come back in multiple games, is this sustainable?
Absolutely not. I think that's kind of a universal thought. Obviously, down as much as 22 against UConn, down as much as 17, I believe, against Xavier. These comebacks just are not sustainable. They've came back against teams like Butler. They had a road comeback against DePaul, but those aren't the Big East finest teams. Let's just call it what it is. They're not the Big East best. You can't continually fall behind, especially by double digits, to Creighton, to UConn, to Xavier, to even St. John's. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to keep, stay in games throughout the whole game. Tonight they were up 1 at St. John's. That's a huge advantage for them. They're historically a really good second-half team, and I think it's an even bigger advantage for them because Shaka and his staff are very good at making halftime adjustments, and Marquette almost always comes out of the second half, on fire. So you really just got to look for them, to try and stay in it. I'm not saying they have to lead at halftime. They don't. They can be down a couple points, but you don't want to see these double-digit leads because it's definitely not a consistent strategy that's going to win you games against the top half of the Big East, and it's definitely not going to win you games against some of the league's best, or the nation's best, when it gets time for tournament. So, no, it's not sustainable, but I think it's something that they have the ability to clean up.
Absolutely, and we have a decent bit away from March, so only time will tell. But thank you for your answers, Matt. That is unfortunately all the time that we have for now. Coming up, how did fans celebrate National Marquette Day? Plus, who'll take home our weekly awards? Find out after the break.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. Once again, I'm London Davis.
And I'm Layla Hudson.
After a long campus celebration, this year's National Marquette Day culminated in a Saturday night face-off versus the reigning national champion, UConn Huskies.
The Huskies broke out to an early lead with the help of early buckets from sophomore Jalen Stewart, who splashes multiple threes to start the contest.
The Huskies jump out to a double-digit lead and show no signs of slowing down.
Third-year center Terrace Reed Jr. finds success in the nest of the Golden Eagles defense, cutting to the rack and getting easy buckets.
Despite their early deficit, Chase Ross finds holes in the Huskies defense, getting some tough buckets to fall. Ross finished the night with 19 points and shot 3 from 4 from the arc.
After the half, Marquette cuts UConn's lead to 9 points off the back of tough defense and this David Joplin layup.
Husky guard Hassan Diarra found this mid-range fade against Stevie Mitchell to continue UConn's dominance.
And despite any beginnings of a comeback by the Golden Eagles, second-year guard Solo Ball hits multiple clutch threes down the stretch as he goes for 25 points and 11 rebounds on the night.
In an 8-point win, the Huskies stunned the Golden Eagles in escape Pfizer form with a win on National Marquette Day.
Marquette University goes above and beyond for Marquette Day, giving fans a bigger reason to celebrate. Marquette Wire's own London Davis has the story.
The calm before the storm. From the highest of highs to even the lowest of lows, National Marquette Day is an experience for all to revere. Students, staff, and alumni celebrate the festivities and gather in support of the men's basketball team.
It's the best. It's the best environment in the country. You don't find anything like this anywhere in the country.
This year, however, because of one Yik Yak post, the university and students took National Marquette Game Day to the next level.
Absolutely. Give me the inspiration behind the fits here.
All right, well, it was kind of a copycat from past games. I've seen other people wear Eagle onesies, but I thought it was pretty cool. So, searched it up on Amazon, found it, got some of my yellow bands. That's the fit.
The energy is crazy. We're all going to be there. The energy without the normal Eagle is there. The energy with the real Eagle, it's out of the roof. Unbelievable.
And it didn't take long for the energy to catch flight in the stadium. Though the men's 7-year National Marquette Day win streak was snapped by the UConn Huskies, the spectacle that is National Marquette Day will always remain a win for the Golden Eagles. I'm London Davis, Marquette Wire Sports.
Win or lose through highs and lows, the blue and gold family stands 10 toes behind the Golden Eagles. Following the loss to UConn, Marquette now finds themselves ranked at 11 in the latest AP polls.
They dropped 2 spots after a 1-1 week.
After a busy week in Marquette athletics, some Golden Eagles soar higher than others.
Starting us off with the Team of the Week award, where the women's basketball team takes the honor.
While the team went 1-1 on the week, the win versus Xavier gives them the edge over the men.
And Layla, they also didn't drop an L on National Marquette Day. As for the MVP of the week, we have Cam Jones leading the way.
The senior guard dropped 17 points versus Butler and 22 on the Huskies.
Our rising star of the week goes to Hallie Weiss of the women's basketball team.
The sophomore guard scored 13 against Xavier and 20 points on 19% versus Villanova.
For the 6th man of the week, we have Royce Parham of the men's basketball team.
Parham keeps contributing solid bench minutes as a first year.
And coming up this week in athletics, we look forward to a lot of exciting games.
The men's basketball team starts off Marquette athletics this week with an away game tonight against St. John's.
The women's basketball team also faces the Red Storm, but for a home game Wednesday night at the Al McGuire Center.
Lacrosse season officially starts this Saturday with the women's team facing UChicago and the men's team facing Detroit Mercy for their home opener at Valley Fields.
Later on Saturday, the men's basketball team extends their road trip to Creighton, where the Golden Eagles look to take over the Blue Jays' nest.
And the week is capped off Sunday night, where the women's basketball team also travels to Creighton to face off against the Blue Jays.
Coming up, did the Lakers fleece the Mavericks? Plus, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Find out after the break.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No, I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
And welcome back to Studio 7 as we discuss the NBA blockbuster that took everyone by storm and preview the Super Bowl. Joining me on the panel tonight is London Davis and Zach Pominville. Let's get right to it. In a blockbuster deal that no one saw coming, superstar guard Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Why would the Mavericks ship off their 25-year-old star? Is there any way this trade works out well for the Mavs? The NBA has officially released the All-Star reserves for both the East and the West and fans.
You want to take the Luka question?
Sure. This trade was really inexplicable. I mean, the Mavericks, they were fourth in the West before the injury to Luka. They were 19-10. I mean, Luka was averaging 28, 8, and 7. Pretty remarkable that they traded him. I can't really understand it. I don't think a lot of people can. I mean, the only reason that they would do this is if they really think they can win a championship this year. And they're really going to have to do it in either this year or next year in order to say this is actually warranted. Because otherwise, it's not looking so good for the Mavericks.
You know, I have some real anger behind this trade because it came from the GM camp of Nico Harrison that one of the reasons why they traded Luka was because, and I quote, because of Luka's constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax extension or contract extension this summer. Now, honestly, all of this to me is just ridiculous because if we want to talk about his conditioning issue, that is something as a 25-year-old, mind you, a 25-year-old, you can work on that. It's not like he's Zion Williamson out here in Louisiana just eating everything and just being a slob. No. This is Luka Doncic. Right, this is who we're talking about. The man who just led the Mavericks to the finals, not just the conference finals, but the finals, and pulled out a game against the Boston Celtics, who are historically one of the greatest teams ever. So this is ridiculous if we're talking about from a conditioning aspect. Now, if we're going to talk about from the Supermax, you didn't want to pay the man? Are we being serious here? If Luka, arguably a top 3 player, When healthy, and health is usually not an issue until this year, when healthy is arguably the best player in the league. If he is not worth a Supermax extension, who is? Who is? Somebody please tell me. Nico Harrison, he said that AD fits their time frame, like you said, to win now and in the future being 3 to 4 years from now. What are we talking about? He said in the future they'll probably bury me, or in 10 years they'll probably bury me and Jay, referring to head coach Jason Kidd. Jason didn't have nothing to do with that trade, man. That was you. That was you. He had nothing to do with that trade, and you throw him under the bus. 3 to 4 years from now, let's think 3 to 4 years now, right? Because Klay Thompson, who you just signed after losing in the finals, and you said we needed pieces around Luka who can shoot. Because that was a struggle in the finals. Let's add Klay Thompson. The entire reason, everyone, that Klay Thompson went to the Mavericks was to play alongside Luka. So in this future of 3 to 4 years, Klay Thompson, his contract is up in the next 2. So I really hope you have a plan for after that. Because Klay is gone. He's out of there. Kyrie, his brother, hermano, that's what he calls him. Listen, he's gone too. What is your plan here? Somebody tell me. This is ridiculous. Nobody knew. This happened in the mist after National Marquette Day. Oh my goodness, I was not prepared for this. Luka, LeBron, AD, they all were shocked. They didn't know. Rob Pelinka thought it was a joke. Are we serious? Are we serious right now? This is ridiculous. And you want to talk about AD fitting that time frame and being a defender that you need? Listen, the one and only championship that the Mavericks have came from who? Who led that? Dirk Nowitzki. Was he some all-time defender? No, he wasn't. But you know what you did? You know what they did? They added defensive pieces around him to help that. But Nico doesn't want to do that. He just wants to skip from a generational player. Somebody who could come around in the next 20 years. Franchises like this, small market franchises like this, they don't get them. But guess who we trade Luka to? The Lakers. Oh my goodness. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm just the happiest man on earth because I haven't had to face any type of struggle ever. We go from we go from George Mikan, we got the logo, we got Kareem, then we have Shaq and Kobe, then we move to Shaq, then we get LeBron and AD, and now we have Luka?
Not even mentioning Magic either.
I didn't even mention Magic. That's my fault. One of the GOATs. And they go straight, no type of any type of time frame where they had to struggle. And you ship him straight to the Lakers. Listen, call me a conspiracy theorist. Whatever you want to say, there is something deeper behind this. There's no, Luka had to be putting a needle to his arm or something. Like, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. Is this some type of humiliation ritual? Nico, talk to me. Blink twice. Blink twice, please. You get rid of a 25-year-old generational player. We don't see this. You don't see this. That's like the Spurs trading Wemby for De'Aaron Fox. And not him joining. Like, this is ridiculous to me. This is ridiculous to me. If you are a Mavs fan, I'm telling you this right now, face to face. We getting personal. If you are a Mavs fan, you have every reason to be 10 times more heated than me. And you have every reason to stop following that fan base. Every single reason. If you want to be a bandwagon on anybody else, if you want to join the Lake Show, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
I can't believe this.
To your point on defense, too, they were literally 7th in the league in defense last year. How are they getting any better defensively with Anthony Davis over Luka Doncic when they were the 7th best in the league and made the finals because of their defense?
Because of the defense. And I didn't even mention the point of Anthony Davis being 32, about to be 32 in a month. So we want to trade a 25-year-old for a 32-year-old who has had injury issues? We called him Street Clothes Davis for a reason? What are we talking about, people? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
All right, moving on now. The NBA has officially released the All-Star reserve for both the East and the West, and fans noticed there are some notable names that didn't make the cut this year. Did the league swing and miss again with this year's reserve slots? London, what do you think?
I think they did. Let me try to cool down a bit. I know I got a bit heated there, but I think they did. I think the the All-Star game, honestly, the entire event as a whole has just went downhill prior to Kobe's death. But this year, like we see on the screen, Trae Young is not an All-Star, and he is averaging 23 points and 11.5 assists. I think he's leading the league in assists again. And Domantas Sabonis, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6.5 assists. This is crazy how Sabonis and maybe Trae Young, but I'm going to say Sabonis as a lock, is going to get another All-NBA selection without an All-Star appearance. What is the requirements here? I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't even speak about Sabonis because he's had a bad month or so. I'd say LaMelo is honestly the biggest snub here, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, 28 points a game, and you don't even make the reserves. Like, it's pretty remarkable that he didn't even make it over someone like Pascal Siakam, who had like 20 points a game. I mean, no diss on Pascal Siakam, but he's no LaMelo Ball this year. Another person I would say that should have made it is Kyrie. Without Luka, these last 12 games, he's averaged 28 a game. I mean, he's been the reason why they are still in the playoff, technically, for the Mavericks. I mean, there's really no reason that LaMelo shouldn't be on the play, and Kyrie is he's such a talent, he should be on there too.
Absolutely. And I'm going to give, I know you mentioned LaMelo, and I want to give the NBA just a slight pass, because LaMelo is injured. If you wanted to take that the way of not putting him in there because of the injuries, I get it, right? Because I also think Jalen Johnson should have had an All-Star nod as well. But to not put Trae Young or Sabonis on there is near blasphemous.
No,
I'll be honest. This is ridiculous. And if we really want to get nitpicky, I don't think Curry should have been an All-Star as well. I get it. Legacy, him, LeBron, KD.
Not even
whatever.
an All-Star? Or are you saying starter?
Not even an All-Star. I think there are better guards in the West who could have taken that spot. If anything, he definitely shouldn't have been a starter.
No.
But listen, the requirements in terms of being an All-Star, it seems like it begins to flip every year. And I'm not understanding it. I know I'm not the only NBA fan that doesn't understand it as well.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I think Curry and Durant are starters because of legacy. I mean, for Durant to be on there over Wembanyama, who's averaging almost 4 blocks a game, he's the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. He's averaging a double-double, and all he has is 3 points less than Durant. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that he's not a starter over Kevin Durant, and I don't understand why Steph Curry should be there either when Anthony Edwards is there.
Not to mention Devin Booker as well.
Absolutely.
He didn't even get a nod as well.
He just got the Suns' all-time record in scoring.
Absolutely. The NBA is hanging too much onto nostalgia. I get it, the greatness, the spectacle that is LeBron, that is Kevin Durant, that is Curry. But it's time to push in the new wave of the young guys. I think that it's really time that we give these guys their recognition. And the only way that we can give them their recognition is to make them all-stars, not just because of the names, but because of how they perform. It's honest. It's out of my hands. I know that, but
it's a bit blasphemy.
Yeah, blasphemy.
All right, moving on now. The Kansas City Chiefs meet the Philadelphia Eagles once again in the Super Bowl. The Eagles seek to get their revenge against the Chiefs, while the Chiefs look to get their third consecutive ring. Is Saquon Barkley the missing piece for an Eagles Super Bowl, or are Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs destined to three-peat? What do you think, Zach?
I think it's definitely the Chiefs. I mean, when you see Kelsey he's averaging 7.5 yards a game in the Super Bowl, and you got Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy just popping up, just getting better and better as they get more time in the system. I understand the Eagles have Saquon Barkley. The Eagles have a really good defense. But there's also a part of me that's thinking Nick Sirianni's going to mess this up at some point. He's got a hot head, and he's going to get mad, and he's going to start screaming at a ref, and there's going to be something with him. A.J. Brown, this whole drama that's been all this year with them, I just don't see it resolving in the way that it should.
Thanks for the great discussion. We are unfortunately out of time. Tune in next week for all of our coverage of Marquette sports and more. For London Davis, I'm Layla Hudson. Good night, Marquette.